Have you ever walked through a museum and asked yourself how everything got there? Like, how did this ancient object from across the globe end up in this Western museum? It's possible that it was looted. To loot is to plunder, to take everything of value, to steal. And this is exactly what the British did during the Abyssinian War of 1867-68. When Emperor Theodros II of Abyssinia, present-day Ethiopia, failed to release 8 European hostages, Britain sent in 30,000 troops and military personnel. Among them was Richard Rivington Holmes, expedition archaeologist and employee at the British Museum. When Britain captured Magdala, Theodros' stronghold, and defeated him, they seized all valuables, including sacred and religious objects. A week later, they auctioned it all off in order to raise funds to compensate the uncommissioned soldiers. Armed with £1,000 from the British Museum, Holmes purchased 350 objects. Even at the time, there was criticism for the removal of Abyssinia's cultural memory. In an 1871 motion in the House of Commons for the state purchase of Abyssinian objects for the British Museum, Prime Minister William Gladstone expressed deep regret that the objects had ever been taken. What right, he asked, did the museum have in collecting these objects? The answer, quote, that they should serve as a permanent record for the most remarkable event of present times, end quote. In other words, that these objects should be purchased for the nation, not for their cultural or educational value, but because they represented Britain's victory over Abyssinia, because they were trophies of war, warnings to other nations. The motion passed. My research explores the circumstances and attitudes surrounding the looting of Magdala, the inclusion of a British Museum employee on this military expedition, and the wholesale purchase of Abyssinian loot for the British Museum. I argue that Parliament's motion to approve the purchase of Abyssinian loot endorsed a new punitive approach to British collection practices and set a precedent that would shape museums and museum collections for years to come. It's critical that we understand the violent origins of our museum collections and the legacies that have shaped knowledge in these spaces. Only in doing so may we truly begin to decolonize our cultural institutions. Thank you.